S.H.I.F.T. I'm your host, Palmonia Gordon. Thank you for joining us today. Today, I'm taking a deep breath because I want to talk to you about the big S. Big S. Yes, everybody talks about the big C, but nobody talks about the big S. And the question I have for you today, have you been affected by the big S? Suicide. Do you know someone? Have you met someone? A family member, a loved one? Yesterday, I had the opportunity to meet with this fabulous lady. She's amazing. And in our conversation, she said to me, her daughter is 14, but she didn't want to go to high school. And I'm like, why? Are you homeschooling her? And she goes, no, because her best friend over the summer committed suicide. 14 years of age, just graduated from primary school, middle school, whatever term we use for the school. And something happened over the summer that she thought that was it. So I want us to take time and stop and assess. Who do we know? What's happening? Are we reaching out to people in a world where we are so connected? Because everybody needs a cell phone because that's the only way they can stay connected, but everybody's disconnected. The stats actually are 1 for every 1 in 25 attempts, one person dies. It says women are more prone to have the thoughts. Men, you know, we're all hot air. We spout hot air all the time. We have the thoughts, but men are more inclined to follow through. There's 1 in every 65,000 ages 10 to 14. We have 2 times more death from a suicide than we do from AIDS. Now, I thought that was scary. So clearly this is the big S, because back in the 80s, AIDS was the big thing. Oh my God, that's going to wipe out the population. And we're not aware that the loved ones that are around us, the little ones that are around us, are slowly being picked off. And even as I thought about it, I thought, when we used to hear about suicide was when you had a big crash on the market and you had investors who had lost millions of dollars and they figured they couldn't face it. Those are most of the times you heard about suicide. But the statistic shows that the U.S. has 38,000 suicide each year. And apparently it's highest in the spring. And I'm giving you this information not to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm asking you to help me. I'm asking you to help us shift. Remember, shift is about us taking simple, tiny moves that can, like the second hand of the clock, that keeps us going. And if we are aware of this, in the spring, if you see somebody's mood or you notice something's not happening, then you can say, oh, I wonder. Let me reach out more. Let me course correct. Let me shift towards that person if I notice that that person is shifting away from me. It is the 3rd leading cause of death between age 15 and 24. And I'm thinking, honestly, I have my notes. I'm not even getting into my notes and I'm thinking, man, I was adopted from my mom. I was abused by more than one family. And I don't even think once the thought entered my mind. The first time I actually seriously suffered depression, no disrespect guys, was when I was married. That was the first time I had, I was at that point of a low. And I think here in my notes, I wrote that was because I was trying to live someone else's truth, not my own. I was trying to be the woman my husband thought I should be, not who Palmonia really was. And that can be the challenge. For those of you who know my story, I can identify because my eldest used to cut himself, right? Thank God it didn't lead to that point. But seeing these stats now, I'm thinking, okay, he's still not really out of the woods, because the second leading cause, it's the second leading cause for ages 24 to 35, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, it's just like horrible. So what can we do? I know when it comes to cancer, okay, the big C, we're watching our food, we're watching the meat, we're watching the diet. Can I ask us to shift towards each other, to shift into relationship to such a point that we're up in people's business? Because I think that's where we're at now in North America, where I don't want to be in anybody's business. And because we don't want to be in anybody's business, then the business is like totally gone. For every one person that commits suicide, there is 6 people that's intimately affected, whether mom, dad, siblings, teachers, best friends. So it's not just, oh, it's just one person. Because your child, our kids may come home from school and we don't know what happened to a friend of theirs that caused them. And even now that I'm saying that, I remember my son, I think before he went through those dark periods, there was 2 suicides that happened at his school. So Shift Nation, if you are going to join me on this journey and you are serious, I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe. I need you to get in touch with me and says, you know what, Palmona, you're right. We need to kick this. We need to do something. This is what I know. This is how I have been affected. These are the people that I know who have been affected. These are the ways they have been this, and find out, what can I do to help? What can you do to help? What can you do to make a difference for that person? Leave a comment down below, subscribe, share the message, reach out, go to my website, palmoniagordon.com. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. More than anything else, I like to come alongside people and walk them through the moments that they're going through. When life happens, I like to know that, oh my gosh, if you need to call me, call me. Because it's not easy when you have that point, which is why we have this. Because people are at the point where they feel, I can't reach out to someone. This little girl that I started the story about, 14 years old, by the time she started feeling the effects, she ran to her mom and she goes, Mom, I think I made a mistake. And by the time paramedic comes, she was already seasoned and it was just too late. It's not too late, Shift Nation, for somebody that you know. Christmas is coming up. People are going to be alone by themselves. Invite people over. Cook one extra meal. For heaven's sake, share the one meal that you have. Anybody that's near me, call me up. If you can get to me, that's fine. Right? In my household, we're not fussy. We just make it work. And that's what I want us to shift into, that space of being our brother's keeper. Because we have come so far from that. I love you, I don't know why I'm pouring out my heart to you guys so much the last 2 days. Hope you had a fabulous weekend. I love you, Shift Nation. Let's keep shifting and let's connect with somebody this season. God bless you. Have a good one.